There's a book called The Language of Love, and it tries to help you understand that people love in different ways, and they show you love, they show faith in different ways. Well, I'll be honest with you, I had a little bit of a meltdown when I heard that we were going to be involved in some sort of lawsuit. And my husband disappeared, and he came back a couple of hours later with a new iPhone. So I want you to know that love in my family is very good technology. I'm very blessed. It just warms my heart to see you all here. I'm uplifted constantly by the generous donations that you have already made to my re-election campaign, by the hundreds of volunteer hours that have already been spent. A lot of people say that it's very hard to work with volunteers. I'll say that the Titanic was built by engineers. The Ark was built by volunteers. We all know how that turned out. There are a lot of rumors running around, and I know a lot of you were trying to get me off to the side to talk about them, so I just want to publicly tell you what I know, and I will tell you that I do not know everything, nor do I understand everything that I know. I want to be very cautious. There's a lot of legal interest, so I'm going to read you a statement, if you don't mind. Tuesday at noon was the end of the qualifying period for candidates hoping to be elected to a seat on the Winter Park Commission. Tuesday night, the city manager called me to confirm no candidate had qualified to oppose me. So that was a great victory. It is true that on Tuesday, Ross Johnston did file papers to run against me. According to the city clerk's records, the requirements for qualifying were not complete by the end of the qualifying period, which was noon on Tuesday. It is also correct that the city attorney has been contacted regarding a potential legal challenge by Mr. Johnson regarding his right to a ballot position for my seat on the commission. It's premature to speculate the content of that particular challenge or the outcome. I was advised by the city attorney prior to entering the hall tonight that the challenge has been filed. So I will let you know what that means just as soon as I can find out. At this point, I am an unopposed city commissioner for Winter County. Now, there are some restrictions that come with that. As an unopposed candidate, I am not allowed to collect campaign funds. The date of the election doesn't change. It just means that I can't continue to campaign until we get some sort of resolution of what this means. So stand by. I may be on the campaign trail again in a week with less time than I had last week. But as an unopposed candidate, my fundraising and my campaigning ended on Tuesday at 12 o'clock. Now, what I want you to know is the good news is I'm not going to ask you for any money tonight. I'm not going to give you any t-shirts to wear, and I'm not going to have to hand out any pamphlets as you leave. Tonight's going to be all about thank you. It's going to be all about thank you. Because we have an incredible, unbeatable team. It is amazing to me. I want to start by thanking the ladies that made this evening possible. This is a great party. I want you to join me. And if you can see or stand up or wave or something, Jackie Becker. Jackie back here. Carol Rosenthal. Carol, where's Carol? And Shay Silva. And Shay did all it's beautiful. We have a team together of 30 volunteers that have accepted key roles in this campaign. And I'm not talking about people who just come and go. I'm talking about people who have dedicated the last month to getting our re-election organized. We have 30 people doing that. We have this weekend coming on Saturday, which we had to cancel, but we will reschedule. We had almost 100 people lined up to walk the streets of Winter Park and hand out campaign literature. That is unbelievable. And that's not something I have done. That's something you have done because you love this community and you understand that it takes continuous diligence to protect this community from the unrelenting pursuit of the almighty dollar. And we've got to be careful that we do not lose our quality of life to that. I thought of bringing a scroll and dropping it and reading every name of those 130 people. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute. I didn't want to be stealing them away. Because I'm going to need you again in a week or two. So if you will allow me the privilege of keeping you top secret without that hurting you, I want you to know that from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you, everything you have done, and I love you dearly. And I'm going to keep you my top secret Cooper's Troopers for a long time. But thank you. Dealing with volunteers has its challenges. And I think most of you know, and it's not just volunteers as volunteers, they're volunteers, but it's me as do-it-yourself campaign manager. We've had some challenges. I think most of you have met somewhere along the line my dog, Baxter. Baxter, in fact, Sandy Womble's here tonight. They call him Carolyn's Fluffy. Well, he is fluffy. He's adorable. He's a little white fluffy dog, and he is so poorly behaved. But I was so excited. I had my first little stack of campaign contributions. I was sitting at my dining room table filling out my deposit slip, and Ned came to join me, and in his ever so graceful manner, he sat down next to me and knocked that little stack of checks off the table, and they went flying through the air, and it was just more than Baxter could bear. He came dashing across the room, and he took this giant leap into the air, and he snatched that check. He snatched the check before it hit the ground. He started running all over my house, and it was loving. I chased and screaming. Finally got all the pieces of the check, and I had it all taped together, and I tried to deposit it in the bank, but Guy's bank was way too cautious. I had to humble myself and go back and beg for another check. And then there's the story of Matthew. Matthew, are you really taking tonight? Matthew and I have known each other a long, long time. And he's a really special guy. And Matthew's trained in videography. He knows all about this stuff. So I was told that in order to run an effective campaign in 2013, you had to use video. So I said, okay, then I'll get a video camera for my birthday, and I did. Nice one. And then it came time for me to start thinking about running again, and I've been invited to speak at one of the clubs in town. So I thought, oh, great idea. I will give a presentation, a nice PowerPoint, and I'll talk about all my positions on everything, and I'll have Matthew come and videotape it for me. And then we can cut it up into little pieces. I can post it on my website, and I will be so 2013. So Matthew came just as planned. I wanted to look my best. I got my best suit on. I had my nails done in case he did a close-up, you know, my hair plucked up, and gave my position on every issue, and I thought I'd done okay. So later that night, I get an email from Matthew. Mrs. Cooper, I've erased all of your video. Matthew and I are still friends. But I'll just tell you, it's had its interesting moments, this campaign already. And so this last little glitch is just another glitch. Don't worry about it, it's going to be fine. Do not concern yourself, I'm not concerning myself. It will move forward. The courts will take care of it as they see fit. We'll just have to campaign harder and faster at the end. I do want you to know that I'm really proud to serve as your commissioner. I'm honored, I'm proud. I will continue to serve you in a very transparent manner. I believe that we can accommodate change, and we can accommodate change without giving up values that never change. I will be fair, I will be honest, I will be open, and I will be dedicated to this job because I love you and because I love Winter Park. I will continue to represent small businesses, whether they're on Park Avenue, whether they're on West Fairbanks, or whether they're on 1792 or Aloma, because that's the right thing to do. I will stand beside residents as they work to maintain their quality of life and make sure that they are not negatively impacted by commercial encroachment. I will stand behind our cultural organizations because we are a city of culture and heritage. I will insist that our development leave room for sidewalk dining and for trees. And I will protect our parks level of service, and that's going to be a big challenge over the next few years. I can't do it by myself. I can't do it, but you know that. I have to have the support of the community. And you are the ones that cause your public officials to do what is right. And you do that by holding them accountable. I will continue to publish my Cooper's Perspective newsletter. And I'll try to help you wade through all that information because I want you to be a part of decisions that impact your daily lives. It's important. We have the most incredible community any place that I've ever lived in the United States of America. And I was a military brat, so I get around. But I can tell you, there's nothing finer than Winter Park. But we have to be diligent to keep it that way, because the relentless pursuit of money will never stop. And I just want you to know that we are a community. I love you, I appreciate you, I will stand with you, and I will stand for you. And thank you very much.